Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 7.3, Cumulative Review. Remember to show all your work and to write your answers on the lines. Let's go ahead and get started. The directions tell us that we need to factor the following polynomials completely. So, first off, what number goes in both negative 27 and negative 9? I know for a fact that it's going to be negative because the leading coefficient's negative. So what number goes in both 27 and 9? If you need to make a list, go ahead and do it. And we want the greatest common factor. That ends up being negative 9. So the GCF comes out front, and then we write the remainder inside of the parentheses. So negative 27 divided by negative 9 is positive 3a. And then negative 9 divided by negative 9 is a positive 1. And there's nothing else that we need to do, so that's our final answer. So I will put that on the line. Number 2. All right, let's do the same thing. What's the GCF of 48 and 16? Okay, 4 could work. 8 works. Does 8 work? Yeah. Okay, but we want the highest, and the highest is actually 16. All right, and now we need to look at both of the variables separately. They both have W's. Which one's smaller? And they both have X's. Which one's smaller? So that's our GCF. The GCF goes out front, and then we write the remainder inside of the parentheses. 48 divided by 16 is 3. And then we subtract the exponents. And then 16 divided by 16 is 1. And everything else cancels out. So that's our final answer. We write our final answer on the line. Number 3. Now I saw a couple of you guys do this in class. You just went, all right, let's start factoring, and you would multiply the 2 times the 4, get 8, and there's a problem with that. You always check to see if there's a GCF, and there is. Take out the GCF first, and then divide, you get negative 3x plus 2. So off to the side, this is the part you guys hate to do. What numbers multiply to get to 2 and add to get to negative 3? All right, it ends up being negative 1 and negative 2. So we could split the middle term, but we could actually use the shortcut here. So don't forget about the number, the GCF from before, and we get x minus 1 and x minus 2. That's our final answer, so our final answer goes on the line. All right, number 4. Is there a GCF? No, no GCF, so we got to split the middle term. So the first thing we do is we're going to multiply 3 times 4, or 3 times 8, I'm sorry, and we get 24. And the factors are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. And the reason why we definitely have to do this for this one is we want numbers that multiply to get to negative 24 and add to get to negative 10. And this is what you guys put on your paper. You're like, it's 4 and 6. Because negative 4 and negative 6 equal negative 10, but negative 4 and negative 6 do not equal negative 24. Okay, that's not the correct set, guys. So the correct one you should have done was negative, oh, sorry, not negative 2, positive 2 and negative 12. All right. This time we have to split the middle term. We have 3w squared plus 2w minus 12w minus 8. And you can either do box method or split the middle term. Okay? I'll split it this time, and next one I'll do the box. Okay, so the GCF of the first group is W. The W comes out front, and we're left with 3W plus 2. Okay, the GCF of the back is a -4. The -4 comes out front, and we're left with 3W plus 2. Remember, these have to match. All right, and we have W minus 4 in the red, and then the 3W plus 2 in the black. Okay, that's our final answer. So I'm going to put it up on the line. Get up there. All right, 15, or 5, which is first numbers of 15. Is there a GCF? Don't start multiplying 15 times 54. Be smart, work smarter, not harder. Take out the GCF comes out front, and we're left with 5W squared plus 9W minus 18, okay? And now you can multiply those guys out. Okay, we get 90. So we got 1 and 90, 2 and 45, 3 and 30, 5 and 18, 6 and 15, and 9 and 10. So we're looking for numbers that multiply. I'm going to do it off to the left. Multiply to get to -90, and add to get to +9. Okay, you should get 6 and 15. -6 and 15 work for the first one, and the second one. Okay, so split that middle term. 5W squared up minus 6W plus 15W minus 18. And there we go. The GCF of the first group is W. The W comes out front, and we're left with 5W minus 6. And the GCF of the back group is a +3. So the 3 comes out front, then we're left with 5W minus 6. Okay? So, and remember, we still have that GCF of 3 that we took out from the very beginning. Okay? So 5W minus 6, and then our other binomial was the y plus 3. And remember that the y plus 3 came from right there. Oh, I was supposed to do the box method. Maybe I'll get to do it here. Let's find out. So, don't just draw the line and split it up. Always check, is there a GCF? Yes. Okay. And it's not 4. I know 4 goes into 16, 20, and 24, but 4 does not go into 30, guys. Your GCF is a 2. Okay, so the 2 comes out front, and then we're left with 8m cubed minus 10m squared plus 12m minus 15. Okay, just so I don't forget, I'm going to write the 2, and now I'm going to do the box method. So 8m cubed minus 10m squared plus 12m minus 15. Move this up just a little bit. Okay, so let's look at the top row. The GCF of 8 and -10 is 2. And that's 2m squared. Remember, if you can take a variable out, take a variable out. Okay, GCF at the bottom. 12 and 15, the number that I can take out is a +3. Okay, now we're working on the left group, 8 and 12. For 8 and 12, we can factor out a 4, and both of them have m's. Okay, and now the right, negative 10 m squared and negative 15, both of those I can take out a negative 5. So those give me my other two binomials of 2m squared plus 3 and 4m minus 5. And remember, you can solve whichever method you like better, box or splitting the middle term. Okay, number 7. What do we have to do? Is there a GCF? No, it's close because they're like, maybe they both all have X's or maybe they all have Y's, but they don't. Okay, so this is where we have to start doing the multiples, okay? The factors of 15 that multiply to get to negative 15 and add to get to 2. After you do that, you should get that it's negative 3 and positive 5. All right, so I'm already going to split the middle term of negative 3xy plus 5xy minus 15y squared. Okay? I'm going to do splitting the middle term. Draw the line down the middle. Factor out the first group. The only thing we can take out is an x. The x comes out front, and we're left with x minus 3y. And in the back, we can factor out 5, but we can also factor out a y. And then we're left with x minus 3y, which is great because our two binomials match, which means we did it right. So our answer is x minus 3y and x minus 5y. All right. Number 8. Is there a GCF? Nope, no GCF. So that means we're going to multiply. Now, I want to see if you guys can do this one on your own. So go ahead and pause the video. Good luck. You're looking for numbers that multiply to get to 24 and add to get to 11. Pause the video. Okay, is that what you guys got? Now that we split the middle term, I'm going to go ahead and do the box method. If you guys think you can do it on your own, go ahead and pause the video at any time. Okay. Factoring the top row, we can take out a 3, and they both have m's. Oh, and that should not be m squared, Mr. Grice. That should be an n. Sorry about that. That's what happens when you write these things down too fast. Okay, the bottom, I can factor out an 8 and an n. Going on my left, the only thing I can factor out is an m. And on the right side, the only thing they have in common is n. Okay, so our final answer is the 3m plus 8n, which is the GCFs on the left, and then m plus n. Okay. That's where everything came from. But you guys should know that by now. All right, let's flip it over. Now, on this other side is more of a review. So I'm only going to talk about these pretty quickly. So solving the system, We have two equations. How are we going to do it? Well, what I notice right away is y is by itself. And if y is by itself, I'm going to take everything that y equals and plug it in, okay? So we have 7x minus 3, and then that's where we plug in to negative 6. And everything that y equaled, the 2x plus 3, we plug it in. And then we solve. Well, how do you solve? First thing you have to do is you have to distribute the negative 3. So we get 7x minus 9x, or not minus 9x, minus 6x minus 9 equals negative 6. We can combine our like terms and add the 9 to the other side. So the 9 goes to the other side. 7x minus 6x is x, and we get that x equals 3. And you're not done yet, because when you're solving a system, you're trying to find a point. So then we take our other equation, y equals 2 times x plus 3. Well, I know what x is 3. And then we solve. 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 plus 3 is 9. So we get our answer of 3, 9. Okay, the next one. Let's zoom out so we can read the entire question. So Maria is 12 years older than Kenya. If the sum of their ages is 48, how old is Maria? So the first thing we need to know, I'm going to say that x equals Maria and y equals Kenya. So our first equation is right there. Maria is. So Maria is 12 years older than Kenya. Now, whenever we see older than, that's telling us that we have to switch the order. So we're just going to switch those two, so it's y plus 12. Okay, the sum of their ages, that's our next equation. The sum of their ages is 48. That means when I take the two of them together, it equals 48. Now, I want to know how old Maria is. And this is just like number 9. So I'm going to pause the video, and you guys are going to solve this all on your own. Good luck. Okay, and then there's all the work. You should get that Maria is 30 years old. We use substitution to figure that out. The first thing you find is you find Kenya's age, but then you're looking for Maria's, so then we plugged it back in. All right, number 11, we need to multiply. Okay, you can do two different things. You can distribute. So we can go ahead and distribute the x to everything, and then the negative 4 to everything, or we can do the box method. And when we've got problems like this that are so long, I like to do the box method just so I don't lose track of information. All right, so we have x minus 4, and then x squared plus 4x plus 16. Okay, so x times x squared gives us x cubed. X times 4x gives us a positive 4x squared. And then x times 16 gives us positive 16x. Negative 4 times x squared gives us negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times 4 is negative 16x. And then negative 4 times 16 is a negative 64. Okay, let's go ahead and combine our like terms. And when we combine our like terms, don't they all cancel? Yeah, and we're only left with x cubed minus 64. All right, last one, number 12. Now, number 12, we can use synthetic division to solve this. Okay, you can do it the long way if you want to, but our leading coefficient is 1. So I'm going to do the shortcut. We take -1 inside, and then we take the coefficients of the x squared, which is 1, 11, and then -12. We drop the 1 down. -1 times 1 is a -1, but then we do the opposite, so I'm going to add that. 11 plus 1 is 12. Now we have -1 times -1 times 12, which gives us -12, and once again we do the opposite, and we get a 0. So we get our answer of x plus 12. Okay, and the last one's extra credit, so you guys are all on your own. Well, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2, Chapter 7.3 Cumulative Review. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, thanks for watching.